Welcome back to the video. Today I want to take a look at the Santa Fe's interior infotainment system as well as the digital gauge cluster, show you everything that you can do with the digital gauge cluster here on the SEL with premium package. So starting out here with the gauge cluster, I just want to give you a tour of what is available in terms of the features and options of this cluster. Now overall, this one should be very similar to the one found in the Hyundai Sonata, but it also should apply to many of the other Hyundais with the digital clusters as well. They may just have a different layout overall, but most of the features and functionality is going to be the same. So starting out, this is kind of the default screen that it comes with from the factory. Now obviously there's a little bit of customization that you can do and also changes with the drive modes. As you can see, if I go to Sport, the cluster and everything changes to a totally different format. So keeping it in comfort here, how it comes from the factory. So to quickly explain everything here on the cluster, in the bottom left hand corner we have our range or miles until empty. Moving to the right, we have our current ambient temperature outside via the sensor on the front of the car. And to the right of that, with the blue bar as well as this 9.3 mpg, this is your average mpg since last refuel. Now this pulls from a menu right here on the screen that I'll show you how to get to here in a second. But that's where that is pulling that information from. And over here on the right bottom corner, we have our odometer. So above those, obviously we have our digital gauges. Here on the left side, you have your miles per hour with the current fuel level in the bottom of that gauge. And on the right side, we have our tachometer with the RPM as well as your coolant temperature at the bottom of that gauge. Directly in the center, we have our digital speedometer. Up on the left side corner, we have our gear selection. And over here on the right side, we have our lane keeping assist indicator, whether it's on or off. So as I previewed earlier in this video, if you change the drive mode, you get a different format on the gauges depending on which modes your vehicle is equipped with. So diving into the menu here, these will be controlled here on the right side of the steering wheel. I'll go ahead and overlay some video that shows you which controls access the menu information on the cluster here. And if you press the menu button once, this kind of toggles between the main menu options at the top of the cluster. And the first one here, as it defaults to, is more the vehicle information. So if we use the toggle to scroll through these, obviously you have your digital speedometer as 1. Scroll down once, this will give you your current drive information on the current drive. Now this always doesn't reset when you turn the vehicle off. I think there's a period of time that it needs to wait to fully reset, like overnight or a few hours. But this is your current drive information overall. If you scroll down one more time, this will go to your last refuel. I really like this one, since you obviously don't need to reset it automatically. The vehicle will automatically do that for you. Next, you have your accumulated information. Now this one won't reset until you reset it. So if you want to keep this for longer trips, or since you get the vehicle from new, because obviously you can see it's never been reset as it matches the odometer, that's a handy feature to have just to see your average MPG, the time spent running, and overall mileage since you've gotten the vehicle. Next up, we have our auto stop timer. This will tell you how much time you have left until the vehicle will automatically shut off. Then we go back to the digital speedometer. So that's all there is available here on the SEL Premium. So if we hit the menu button once, it will toggle over to your navigation. And obviously we have no route set here in the navigation, but if you did have a route set, this would be displayed in this menu here in the cluster as well. So that's very nice to have. Next up, we have our tire pressures. Now obviously you have to be moving for the sensors to give you a reading, and pressing the button one more time takes you over to the safety features. So this screen tells you your driver attention level, or the driver awareness that the system is detecting based on how well you're driving. So if it's using the lane keeping system a lot to keep you centered in the lane, you're not using your hands on the steering wheel, stuff like that the system senses, this will go down and tell you that you need to take a break. So if we scroll down on the toggle switch one time, this will display our current lane keeping and safety systems that are active on the vehicle. Now if you press and hold the OK button on the toggle here on the steering wheel, this will actually bring up all the driver assistance settings here in the infotainment system to the right. So if you hit the menu button one more time, this brings us back to where we started, and that is pretty much all the functionality of the 12.3-inch digital cluster here in the Santa Fe SEL with premium package. Now if you have a higher trim level Santa Fe that is equipped with the lane change assist feature that has cameras on the bottom sides of each mirror, if you indicate left or right, this will bring up a camera on either of these gauge dials and will show you what is next to the vehicle while you're changing lanes. So going back into the vehicle here, I realized I missed one feature that the digital cluster offers. So if we go into cluster here under vehicle settings, we can change the theme manually depending on the drive mode or just the comfort mode here. So as you can see, this is classic theme A. You can also link it to the drive mode obviously, but classic theme A, this is what classic theme A looks like. Here's classic theme B. I actually like that one a lot better than classic A. Here's classic C. That is the typical sport mode. And then there's also a cube function. This is the most modern and totally different looking mode that is available for the themes. But personally, I think B looks the best. So like I said, this basically applies to all Hyundai vehicles that either have the digital gauge cluster or the 10.25-inch infotainment system. Now, not all vehicles have both, so some might just have the infotainment system. And a lot of these menus will be the same if you just have the infotainment system, but obviously some of the settings and stuff won't be there for the digital cluster if there's not one equipped on the vehicle. So if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. It greatly helps out these videos. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments on any of the if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments on anything that is possible with the digital gauge cluster or the infotainment system, leave those down in the comment section below and I'll definitely get back to you. If you guys are new to the channel, please consider subscribing and checking out some of the other content that's currently available. There's a lot of fun stuff on the channel, and if you guys want to see anything in particular, please let me know and I'll see if I can make it happen. So with all that being said, we'll see you guys in the next video.